waves of trucks and SUVs on a sea of sand. What has drawn hundreds of vehicles out into this desert is a popular pastime in places like Saudi Arabia. It's an adventure sport known as dune bashing. Many of the vehicles are heavily modified, partly for safety, partly for power. It's not unusual to hear the high-pitched whine of a supercharger spinning up. The sport itself involves racing up, down, and across the steep dunes. All wheels spewing sand in all directions, all the participants enthusiasts. The event is held every year at this time. It's something some drivers say they spend the rest of the year preparing for. Some call it a release, some call it an escape or a passion, and it involves more than the money for the trucks. One car drifting amateur says it takes effort just to reach the location and practice there. After that, it's a chance to entertain both themselves and the spectators. Welcome to this April 4th edition of The World from A to Z. I'm Carl Azus. It's great to see you this Friday. We have stories related to seaports and airports coming up, but we want to get you up to speed on some of the reactions to the new tariffs announced Wednesday by U.S. President Donald Trump. An unbiased explanation of that is in Thursday's show at worldatozorg. Yesterday, the American leader compared the import taxes to someone having an operation that will have great results. But there have been a wide mix of responses outside America, like there have been inside the country. Some world leaders said they planned to negotiate with the U.S. to get the tariffs eliminated. Some said the taxes would hurt the world economy and threatened to retaliate with new tariffs of their own on American goods. Many said they didn't like the move, but also didn't want a trade war. The U.S. stock market took a hit. Investors there like stability. It gives them more confidence they'll profit when buying stock in public companies. Uncertainty tends to have the opposite effect. If investors have less confidence in companies, they typically sell their stocks, causing those prices to drop. Analysts say the new U.S. tariffs have brought uncertainty to numerous stocks. And yesterday, the Dow Jones Industrial Average of 30 significant companies dropped more than 1,600 points, or almost 4%. There have been some positive reactions to the tariffs, though, from an American car maker and auto union, for instance. As we mentioned yesterday, the long-term effects are unknown. It's something that investors, companies, trading partners, and governments worldwide are watching very closely.
It's moving quick.
Yeah. You didn't have to look far across the central U.S. Wednesday to capture a tornado on camera. The National Weather Service reported nearly 300 tornado warnings across 15 states since Wednesday morning, with dozens of funnels hitting the ground.
We are trying to get out of the way.
Many coming in the overnight hours. Giving people little time to take cover.
I think it's a miracle to have survived it.
This resident in Selmer, Tennessee, says he survived by jumping in his bathtub.
It probably only took 5 seconds from that point before I could just hear my house ripping apart.
His story repeated many times over by others who narrowly escaped with their lives.
That's my home, so that was very devastating, and to see the roof off.
You hear, just like they say, that train, that sound. Tornado came through and just plowed about everything in its path.
Damage assessments are underway across the region, but the threat isn't over for states like Arkansas, Tennessee, Missouri, and Mississippi, bringing more tornado worries and torrential rain that could trigger once-in-a-lifetime flooding in some areas. In Lake City, Arkansas, I'm Michael Yoshida reporting.
On this date in world history. April 4th, 1968 was when Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated. The 39-year-old civil rights leader was standing on the balcony of the Lorraine Motel in Memphis, Tennessee, when he was shot. James Earl Ray received a 99-year prison sentence for the murder and died in jail in 1998. MLK's death sparked dozens of uprisings and riots across America. In 1973, the World Trade Center opened in New York City. The Manhattan complex contained millions of square feet of office space, and its 110-story twin towers were at the time the tallest buildings in the world. 28 years later, the towers were destroyed in the September 11th terrorist attacks. And in 1975, Bill Gates and Paul Allen formed the computer company known as Microsoft. It originally produced software for the Altair 8800 computer. Years later, the Windows operating system was born. Microsoft is now the world's largest software company.
Word of knowledge. What is the oldest commissioned warship in the world? HMS Victory, USS Constitution, HMS Bounty, USS Missouri. While the USS Constitution is the oldest ship that's still afloat, the oldest commissioned warship in existence is Britain's HMS Victory.
HMS Victory is the only surviving ship in the British Navy that fought in the American Revolution, the French Revolutionary Wars, and the Napoleonic Wars. And now it's battling in a new war.
It was discovered through shipwright surveys that the ship was degrading. Water was getting into the structure. It was allowing rot to grow and develop. And then as the timber degraded, it became food for deathwatch beetle. And then over time, that has just been eroding the structure of the ship.
The ship is now being stripped apart to reveal rot and damage from beetles. But meanwhile, it's giving visitors a rare glimpse of something they might not see otherwise.
Seeing the underlying structure of Victory and seeing this scale of work is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
HMS Victory was launched in 1765. It was a British flagship, that's the ship that carried the commanding officer of the fleet. But Victory really made a name for herself during the Napoleonic Wars.
HMS Victory was made famous by her role as Admiral Lord Nelson's flagship at the Battle of Trafalgar in 1805. She survived that battle. It was obviously an overwhelming victory for the British fleet, but Lord Nelson did perish on board.
The Battle of Trafalgar established Britain as a naval superpower. This isn't the first time HMS Victory has been refitted. She's already been rebuilt 5 times. This 6th go-round is replacing some old planks with new wood and modern materials, but using old-school techniques. If the project is a success, it should allow Victory to sail on for another 50 to 100 years.
History isn't only in textbooks. It's all around you. At Educational Travel Adventures, we take students beyond the classroom and out into the world. Your adventure starts here.
What day is it?
David Thoreau wrote that some people hear a different drummer. Some people are that drummer. And April 4th is World Drummers Day because 4/4 is the most popular time signature in music.
It's been a minute since we mentioned a school from the Hawkeye State. That changes right now as we're shouting out Miss Melissa's class. From the city of Johnson, Iowa, we welcome everyone at the Heartland Area Education Agency. In the old line state of Maryland, hello to the Warriors of La Plata High School. Mrs. Kristen's class is watching from La Plata. And our third stop's in the city of Clarksville, Georgia, where Mrs. Harrison's class is with us from North Habersham Middle School. Let's go Raiders. Last story today can be summed up in 2 words: Paw Patrol. When West Virginia's International Yeager Airport has trouble, these 2 will be there on the double. Their names are Ned and Hercules, and they save the day by chasing birds away. The threat of bird strikes is common at airports. It can badly damage propellers or jet engines, not to mention the birds. But since this dynamic duo got to work, their handler says bird strikes at Yeager have been reduced by 70%. We're so glad they're able to marshal the energy to Zuma through any rocky terrain or rubble to chase birds out of the sky and ensure a smooth rider for landing planes. When I woke up this morning, I didn't expect to be referencing Paw Patrol, but I'm on a roll. No job's too big, no pun's too small. I'm Carl Azus. Fridays are awesome. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss a show, and please join us next Monday for news of the world from A to Z. Have a great weekend, everyone. You mean the world to me.